Okay, so I know this is kind of a random way to do this, but it is spring break and I'm stuck in my dorm. I know a lot of my colleagues are out in Europe, in Miami, or even home. And I'm here in my prison cell, as you can see, of a dorm. It's very white. I did not bring enough decorations, so I apologize for the poor view. But I really wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind recently. So I've had a lot of free time in this spring break, and it's just allowed me to think a lot, right? But I kind of wanted to come on here and not contradict what I had to say in my last video, but explain more where my mindset is now. It's been about a month since I posted that last video, and I posted that video because I was bored. I didn't have a lot of time. I had a lot of time to do a lot of stuff because I injured my knee. So here I am again with a lot of time on my hands, and I want to talk about moving on. Now, this seems like it's a contradiction, but I feel as if I have moved on from my ex. And I want to make a big distinction here. Moving on and letting go are very different things. Two different things. Let me explain. So, just today, or no, it was today. I'm scrolling through Instagram and I get an account suggested to me. Click on that account, right? This is someone that my ex knew. And I go and I see a highlight with a heart on it. And there she is. There she is posted on this guy's Instagram, smiling. It was Valentine's. And instead of getting overwhelmed with this frustration, this anger, I was shocked. I wasn't mad. I wasn't sad. I was okay. And a big part of that is because I do believe I've moved on from her. And that's weird to say because just like if you look at how I was a month ago, if you look at the video, you could tell there's some wistfulness there. There's some yearning still. I wasn't fully over her. There was a part of me that held on to her tightly. And I say this now because there is still a special part in my heart for her. There always will be. She was my first love. She taught me how to love. She taught me so much about myself, and I'm forever thankful. But now there's a different light on it. Now I look back and I appreciate all the times I was able to spend with her. I haven't let go of this love, but I've moved on from it. I've been able to understand how the fleeting beauty of that relationship and how that's impacted me. I no longer look back in silence and mournfulness. I look back and I smile. I think a big part of this is the new life I have created for myself. Ever since I moved to this college town, I've been able to experience so many new, unique, beautiful people. People that I've never would have imagined even existed. And I meet this girl. And she's someone that's, I don't think she knows it, but she's someone that helped me so much move on from my ex. Um, I remember the first night that I really connected with her. I knew of her, I knew she was very attractive. And this night, we were both able to really talk. We were both intoxicated. So, after that night, I was a little like, oh, like, do we actually like each other? Does she like me? Do I like her? Like, is it just the alcohol? Like, what is it? But I felt such a connection that night. I felt so isolated. Time kind of felt like it paused when I talked to her. I no longer felt like this person yearning for his ex or even someone who had an ex. I felt like a whole new person right there and then talking to her in our own little world. There was this connection that I had with her that was greater than attraction. I loved listening to her, and I loved talking to her. And like I said, we were both intoxicated, so I wasn't sure if that was real or not. But I got ice cream with her, and we talked for a while, and that was so fun. Just sitting there on the floor of her dorm, talking about the silliest things. I think at one point I talked about the allegory of the cave. Like, it was stupid, it was dumb, but I enjoyed every single moment with her. And if you told this to me a couple months ago, I would refuse to believe you're telling the truth. There's no way. A couple months ago, I was still my ex's person. I was still the person deeply in love with her. And now that I've met this new girl, she showed me that I'm able to have a crush on other people besides her. She showed me the beauty of moving on. And I'm so thankful for that. Moving on is so much different than letting go. Letting go is it's a decision. Letting go is a conscious thought and telling yourself that I'm done. Moving on, it's gradual. It's growth, it's maturity. I don't think I ever made the decision to move on, but I gave myself time to think. I gave myself time to be by myself. I put myself in situations where I'm meeting new people, and when this new girl stepped into my life, I was ready. I didn't decide to let go of my ex in that moment, but I would put myself in a situation where I was ready to move on. And that's a big distinction I wanted to come on here and make. I wanted to counteract this kind of pessimistic idea of letting go. And I wanted to talk about the optimistic realities in life. I had a friend tell me recently that I just have such a optimistic view in life, and it must come so naturally to me. And when she said that, I immediately thought of all the days spent in my bed, mourning a relationship, mourning a person that existed. I thought of all the times where I was so depressed, I didn't even want to eat. Just wanted to lay there, exist. Time felt so slow. And I realized that's part of the beauty in life. That's part of the experience in life. You should always have an optimistic view, no matter what. And I'm not even going to say you should always have, but that's something that I learned in my life. There's always a light at the tunnel, no matter how hard you may feel. There's always a silver lining. And that's the biggest thing I've learned, is to be able to adapt and to be able to even understand that there's a light there. Keep you going. Life's hard. Don't let anyone tell you life is easy, because life is hard. But it's how you go about the lessons learned, the setbacks, the journeys. I never would have thought I would have a crush on another girl besides my ex. And here she is. I mean, she's beautiful, she's smart, she's funny. She does this little thing with her ears. When she smiles, her ears go back. I really do like this girl. And I'm glad I'm even able to say that. But I just want to come on here and say how just keep your head up. Just remind you to keep your head up. Remind you that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's a silver lining to everything. And no matter what deepest hour you are in life, remember that, you got this. You'll be able to come out of this as a better person. Life is a crucible. There are many crucibles inside the crucible. You just have to be strong enough to make it through. And I believe in you. I believe you are.